covering South Florida from the Palm Beaches to Boca Raton and the Treasure Coast. This is WPBF 25 News at 9.
Welcome back. Well, every year we hear stories about adults who make sacrifices to care for their aging parents. But the American Association of Caregiving Youth is bringing attention to the children who are literally giving up their childhood, some of their adult dreams, to help care for their older family members. So joining us right now to talk about their efforts is the founder, Connie Siskowski, and a face that many of you may recognize, a Bachelor contestant, Vinny Ventiera. Thank you both so much for being here. Connie, we're going to start with you. Explain the first of its kind organization, the American Association of Caregiving Youth.
So I was a youth caregiver for my grandfather, and it really had an impact on my life personally. So when I went back to school and learned about the extent of caregiving by children and its impact on them, I was just compelled to do something about it. So we work with kids in school, out of school, and at home to give them the support they need so that they can be confident, not feel alone, their families feel cared about, and they graduate from high school and go on to post-secondary education.
What was that like for you, having to take care of your elderly relative?
In a way, it was a blessing, but I was the one who found him dead at 2 o'clock in the morning when I went to give him his medicine. And it wasn't until years later that I realized the impact on my life and how much I really wanted to prevent these kids from suffering such as I did.
It's such a stress and a burden for young people to be caring for their elderly and aging parents or grandparents. Vinny, how did you get involved in this organization?
Well, I had some friends in Boca that put me in touch with Jan from Boca Regional. Then she told me about Connie's organization, and it's for kids. You know, who doesn't love kids? And these kids are heroes, and they're taking care of a sick family member, and they need to be glorified. You know, they need to spread the word. We need to spread the word for them, and I just wanted to really help out and use my, social media platform in a positive way after coming off 2 reality shows. And I figured this is a great way to do it, and help out kids that need to be exposed for being heroes.
Absolutely, and you can reach so many people, and hopefully, because you're young yourself, that young people will listen.
Yes.
Definitely. Yeah. Connie, how big of a problem is it here in South Florida? I hate to call it a problem because it's young people caring for elderly, but again, it is a burden. They're giving up some of their hopes and dreams to take care of their aging relatives.
So we know nationally that there's at least 1.3 million children. In South Florida, we don't really know the exact numbers because we haven't been able to duplicate the data, but we know in Palm Beach County there's more than 10,000 children in middle and high school who are in this role.
They're so young. I mean, these are 10, 11, 12-year-olds.
And they have no experience bank. There's no one to tell them how to give an injection.
So if they're caring for their elderly relatives, who's caring for them?
Yeah, exactly. Well, and it's the whole, it could be a disabled sibling, a child with autism, then the sibling pitches in when mom is at work. And now today, with people living longer, we even have great-grandparents that require care. We have more households that have moved together than any time before in our history.
So before you go, Vinny, explain to our viewers, if they're interested, how can they get out there? How can they help?
Oh, you have to go on the beautiful website, AACY.org, and I know there's a donation tab on the website, and yeah, that's the way to do it.
All right, thank you both so much. It's such an important cause. Vinny, thank you for taking the time to join us today and for getting behind this platform. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Of course.